Are you sick of seeing the same unique baby names every time you search online or look for a video of uncommon baby names? Yeah, I was too. I'm a professional baby name consultant and I've been doing this for 4+ years and I look at baby names every day. So I understand what it's like to try and find something that feels special and perfect for your child, and to see the same unique baby names over and over again is not actually that helpful. Thankfully, I have been keeping a list of my favorite uncommon names from over the years. I have 10 girl and 10 boy names that I'm going to share with you guys today. These are curated to be so usable, but also very, very uncommon. No one else is going to have this name, okay? These are all not even ranking in the top 1,000, but I promise you're going to love them. Hi everybody, I'm Steph. I'm a baby name consultant, content creator, mom of 3, author of 2 books about baby names, and a lover of all things whimsical. And I'm really glad you're here. I would love it if you would subscribe if you are interested in hearing about baby names, and I have a ton of playlists. You might like my vintage playlist if you're into like vintage names, but I also have a really fun playlist of different types of names, like grouped by theme, and I find those to be really interesting as well. So whatever you're into, and if you need help naming your child with like a process that you can follow that's easy, simple, I have that for you too. So I hope you'll stick around, but I want to tell you how I came up with these names that I deemed to be the top 10 girl and boy uncommon names, and then I promise we're gonna jump right in. So basically, I went through all of my previous lists, and I make a lot of them, and I title them uncommon, unique, rare, whatever it is. And so I was looking specifically for ones that said they were uncommon. And then I was trying to find some repetition of like, oh, I've suggested that name before. And I know the names I've suggested in baby name orders over the years. So I'm looking for repetition like that. You can tell even like among name consultants. So like there's a bunch of us out there now. I mean, there's a handful of us. There's not a ton of us. There's room for more. And if you ever actually want to get into sharing baby names, I have a baby name academy workbook that I made with SJ Strom that can be found on my Patreon. It is so full of challenges and it will help you basically create your own list, and you could start doing your own baby name content online. Feel free to check it out if you're interested. But anyway, I was trying to find names that I seemed to suggest multiple times. Names that seem very Steph coded, right? I was like keeping track, and then I always made sure that they weren't ranking in the top 1,000 because I feel like it's too easy. You can easily access that. The names outside of the top 1,000 are harder for people to find. They're harder for people to fall in love with because they don't see them as much. And I just really wanted to make sure that I was showing you guys truly unique names, because it really bugs me when I go to look for a name. This doesn't happen as much anymore, but when I was trying to name a baby, I could not find people who were actually posting lists of names that were really uncommon. Everything felt like, I've heard of that. And I wanted to be inspired. Even if I didn't end up choosing those names, I wanted to hear about all the possibilities out there. That helped me to open my mind, broaden my horizons, and I was able to find my children's names that way, especially my third, who I had no idea that name even existed. But you have to continually look. So if you want something different, you can't just stop at looking at the top 1,000 or a few name lists here and there. You really have to scour the internet and search for tons of inspiration. So that is what I have for you guys today. I'll give you a little insight into each of the names, but I'm gonna alternate girl, boy, girl, boy. I'm trying something out, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. That was very Minnesotan. I'm trying something out. I want to sit and be comfy and hopefully just show a little more of my personality when I talk about names. And I just thought sitting in my comfy recliner in my bedroom would be better. That's like the holder for the vacuum back there, and I don't know, it's not the best backdrop, but I'm hoping this is just a more chill vibe and it helps me kind of find the words of how I want to talk about the names. But if it doesn't work, we'll go back to just sitting over there with the backdrop, okay? Don't worry. All right, so my first girl name for you guys is a Greek name. It's called Arcadia. If you followed along on any of my social medias, you know that I used the name Arcadia for my Patreon originally before it became the Name Lounge with one tier. but when I had 3 tiers, I really wanted a longer name. They say it means either from Arcadia or a region of peace and contentment. I just find it so absolutely beautiful. I love the nickname potential, and that's how I came up with my tier names. It was Dia and Katie and then Arcadia. And there's a play with this name, and as a theater nerd and theater lover, there's just something so beautiful about it. You know, I'm not a huge fan of some of the more traditional classic A names. Like I love them, like Amelia and Ava. Those are pretty names, but if I was going to choose a name that starts with A and ends with A, Arcadia would be it. And I just think it's so beautiful. Hi, my name's Arcadia, but you can go by Katie or Dia or Dee Dee. There's so many options. So it was an easy choice to put that on the list. And I happen to have an A name for my first boy name as well. We have Alder. It's an Old English name, type of tree, means tree. It's just perfect. It ends in the ER. It's a softer boy name. It's not too intense. It starts with a vowel, Alder. I do like Adler and I like Alden, but those ones are more popular and being used more. So if you want something that is considered truly uncommon, Alder is a fantastic name. My second name for you guys, for girls, is Bernadette. This is a name that over the years I've started to love more. So originally, I think I just knew of the musical theater actress Bernadette Peters and film actress, but I was just like, Bernadette. It never really stuck out to me until I became a name consultant. And I thought, wow, it has so much potential to be such a strong name. And it literally has like a German meaning of being brave and hardy. The nickname potential, again, is really fun for me. For some reason with girls, I'm just like such a big fan of nickname potential and not as much with boys. Bernie, Eddie, Detta, you could even do. I don't know. There's so many. You don't ever limit yourself with nicknames. And then also when Big Bang Theory came around, and I was like, oh, that is so cute. It's one of those that the more I hear it, the more I think about it, the more I recommend it to people, the more I'm in love with Bernadette as a name. So let me know what you guys think. So we are jumping into my fairy tale name for the boys. I have one on the boys list and one on the girls list because I am a huge fan of fairy tale names. This is Castle. I first heard Castle when I started watching YouTube videos back in the day, vloggers, and it was about, I think I was like in the middle of pregnancy stuff and somebody was trying to get pregnant, and so I just followed. I can't even remember the family's name, and I don't think they vlog anymore, but it wasn't a huge channel. It was pretty small. They named their son Castle, and I thought, what an amazing name. I don't know, there's just something about it. It feels kind of like Caspian or Casper, but also it feels to me just, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of sounds like the ending of Daniel, Castle. It has that L sound at the end, but it's so easy to say and spell, right? That is something people are always looking for. You can spell Castle, hopefully. Maybe you can't. My sister's a bad speller. I shouldn't say that everyone can spell well. I think she can spell Castle. See, this is the personal stuff you'll get. Now you can figure out about my life. So Castle feels strong to me. I don't know if it's because it's a fortress and because it's like a big piece of architecture. Castle feels like princes and princesses and dragons and kings and just fortitude. And I think it's an amazing, amazing name for a boy, and I'm just obsessed with it. So it made the list. My third girl name is actually starting to get more and more popular, and it's almost in the top 1,000. So if you're gonna use it now. I've had a client end up using this name. This is a really great name. It has the best meaning. The name is Blythe. And I've first heard this like in real life at like a kid's class, you know, like a parenting class where you bring your kid and they play with other kids and the parents go off and talk. They had a bunch of kids in this family and one of their daughters was Blythe, and I thought, oh, that is so pretty. But I'd heard it before. It means happy and carefree. And there's also a play called Blithe Spirit. You're gonna notice that if I have a connection to a play, I love a name. You know what I mean? That is something very intrinsic and true about me, is like if it has something to do with theater, it's an immediate like step up over other names. And that's why this is my list. It might not be your favorite top 10, you know, uncommon names for girls and boys, but it's mine. And yeah, Blythe is perfection, but it is growing in popularity. My third boy name is Herschel. Spell it either way. You can do CH, you can do the SH. I don't care how it's spelled. It's like surname vibes. It's adorable. And it has a very simple meaning. It's Hebrew for deer. So that's pretty cool. Deer are beautiful. It's just one I've always been drawn to. and I love to recommend it. My fourth girl name is Cressida. Cressida is supposedly Greek for gold. There is some conflicting information about its meaning online, but for the most part, they do say that it means gold, which, can you beat that meaning? No, you just can't. I love the nicknames of Cressy or Cress. It's also from a Shakespeare play, Troilus and Cressida. It's not even a Shakespeare play I know well, okay? I can't tell you what it's about, so I don't know them all well. Cressida to me is stunning and it's different. If you like Cordelia, but you want something a little bit more in common, but still, this looks like a name, it feels like a name, like it is a name. I just find it to be so interesting when people are like, I don't want anything too unique. Why not? Why not? Your kid can stand out, your kid is special. Use a name you love. If you love the gorgeous popular name of Margot, use Margot, it's a fantastic name. But you don't need to stop yourself from using something like Cressida. My fourth boy name is an Irish name. It's Kiernan. I love how it sounds. I love how my mouth moves when I say it, Kiernan. I think it's a fantastic, beautiful, beautiful name. It means little lord or dark haired. So if you were like have really dark hair and you think your kid's gonna come out with dark hair, put it on the list. It's really, really pretty. And if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of J and K names. They just, I don't know if they're just overdone for me or for whatever reason, but this is one of my favorites. And I also like Tiernan, but Kiernan is just a step up. It is so lovely. At number 5 for girls, we have my other fairy tale inspired name. We have Fable. So Story is a name I actually considered for my daughter, but my husband wouldn't get on board because he lacks whimsy. I feel like I repeat myself, but just in case you're new, my husband lacks whimsy. He's hard to name a baby with because I do think both parties have to agree. But Fable is, you like Faye, right? We like the names Faye and Faith. We like Mabel. Fable isn't far off, people. It's another beautiful, whimsical word. I don't know why I'm shouting at you guys. I just want you to love Fable and Castle so much like I do. I think it's a beautiful name. So put it on the list if you have any sort of whimsy. If you and your partner have any sort of whimsy, it's definitely more of a maybe celebrity baby name because it's a whimsical word just like Castle, but normal people can use beautiful fairy tale names too. And my 5th boy name actually is like meaning unknown. I think it's an English name, but it's Pippin. I think it's adorable. And it reminds me of Great Expectations, which is a play I did in college, and the main character is Pip. I love the nickname of Pip. I love P names for boys too. I like Prentice and Porter and Prescott and Pippin and Perry. I mean, these are just stunning, but I feel like Pippin is just so underused and I think you could really rock it. I can picture a little boy to a grown adult to an old man, Grandpa Pippin. I don't know, it's just so good. So anyway, put it on your list. I realize you guys didn't even know I have a cozy blanket with me because I don't know if you can see it in where the camera is, but I'm just letting you know I feel very cozy and I hope it's coming across in the names and in my explanations of the names. Okay, let's move on to number 6 for girls. We have Hesperia. I just want to keep saying it. Hesperia, Hesperia. It's so beautiful. So there are some variations, Hesper and Vesper, and it means evening or evening star. Another Greek name. You can tell I love a Greek name because I keep sharing them. But I like this one because it's got that feminine A ending, whereas if you went with Hesper, it's a more gender neutral vibe. And I love a longer girl name, Hesperia. I think it's so pretty. Maybe you love the nighttime. Maybe you're a night owl and you go out at night and you just love twilight and the moon and the stars. A name that means evening for your child would be so, so perfect. At number 6 for boys, we have the name Quiller. Now, I originally put Quill on my 3rd child's list if I were to have a boy, and then kind of regretted it because I would not have enjoyed saying Quill Cofield. But Quiller is even cooler to me because I love an ER name. This is kind of a profession type of name because it means scribe or tax collector. And quill, it comes from the French name or the French word for spoon or ladle. It's a great QU name that's not Quinn. I mean, there's very few of them. So if you're looking for another type of name, Quincy and Quinn seem to be the most popular for those QU letters. But I think you should consider Quiller. It's bold, but it's still easy to say and spell. We're at number 7 for girls, and it's Philomena. And this is a name I first heard on like a cooking show. Somebody named their daughter and they called her Philo or Phila for short, but you could also go with Mina. Another Greek name. It means like to be loved or strong love, which again, Is there a better meaning than loving your child? It's so beautiful. I think I would have used this if my husband had liked it. I would have considered it for a child. I guess I didn't feel like it fit for my family, and I don't know why, because I love the PH with the F sound because of Stephanie. I have a PH in my name. It never made it on a list for me personally, but it has been a name I've loved for like a decade, and I wish, honestly, there's not as many clients that I can suggest that name for. I feel like it just takes a certain family type. I don't know what it is, but I don't get to suggest this name as often as I'd like to, and I think it's absolutely stunning. So let me know, can you use Philomena? Please tell me, do you know a Philomena? Why do I like names that have to do with deer meanings? I don't know. I do like deer, but not excessively. It's not like I'm into hunting, or I'm not really an outdoorsy girl. I do go camping with my family every year. I don't know, but this next name is Roscoe. It means deer forest in Old Norse, and I have been suggesting this name since I became a name consultant, and I think I found it right around when I started name consulting. I love it. There was people who were like, yep, we know you love Roscoe, like in the comments. Like I was suggesting it so much for like a period of time, maybe in like 2022. I love the nickname of Ross or Co. I love how it sounds. I love how it looks. I even like how it's spelled. Like I just love everything about this name. And when I was like going through, I said, of course I have to put Roscoe on the list. This list wouldn't be a list of my favorite uncommon names if I didn't have Roscoe on it. Speaking of Old Norse names, for girls, we have Solveig. It means sun strength, which is an amazing meaning. Now, this one is tricky to say and spell for some people. You will get people who will not understand this one. And I've probably talked about it before, but it's more of a new love of mine. I think it is so soft and effortless and cool at the same time. It's an alternative feminine name that I will say, like when I've worked with a luxury client that really didn't want anything ending in the E sound or A, and that can be very limiting, and Solveig just really hit the mark. We both loved it. Not what they ended up choosing, but definitely a stellar name, and still feels feminine, but alternative feminine, right? So cool girl style to a T, and just interesting to look at and interesting to say. Solveig. This next name has to be on my list as well. It's one of those that I have had clients since I first started sharing names. People have been choosing this name, and I keep a list. If somebody shares that they chose one of the names from my videos or a client from a name order, I have a running list going, and Sonder is a name that people love. There's something about it, and it is an invented name. I can't pronounce the author's last name because I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but his name is John. He wrote this book, and I'll put the title and a picture of the book. I am still going through it trying to find other name inspiration from it, but Sonder is one that is like kind of become recognized as a name that works for a lot of people, and it has the most beautiful meaning, and a lot of people love the meaning, myself included, and that makes us love the name even more. The meaning of Sonder is the profound realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. So true, isn't it? Everybody has something going on, and their life is just as vivid and complex as yours, and I have that memorized. I love the meaning of it so much, and I love that people have chosen it and love it like I do. It was a no-brainer for me to put that on my list for today. At number 9 for girls, we have a very fun, playful name that I've only recently become to really fall in love with, and it's Velma. I really do like Thelma as well, but Velma really hits home. It's got a V sound. My mom's name is Vicky, so that starts with a V, so I've always kind of loved a V name. It's a variation on the name Wilhelmina. It means Wilhelmit. It's a German name. It's so cute. It's short, fun, 5 letters, playful, bright, silly, and also pretty, you know, but different pretty, not like traditional pretty name. It ends in that A, and it's got the L sound in there, but I feel like it's just different enough that I find it to be so beautiful, and it's not in the top 1,000, and I think it should be, but we'll see, maybe someday. Velma, what do you guys think of Velma? At number 9 for boys is a surname I have been loving recently. It is Tennyson, son of Tenny, which is an older variation of the name Dennis. It just feels cool. Yes, it's a playwright or an author name as well. It just sounds elegant, sophisticated, and I don't know, every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. Who can I suggest this to? Who can use this name, please? I don't think it would ever be a name for me. I do like shorter boy names, and I would call him Sonny or Tenny. I don't know. It's just, hey, Tennyson. Oh, I can't stop smiling, and I'm so happy when I say it. had to go on the list. Number 10 for girls, and my only color name on this list is Viridian. It's another V name. Sorry, had to do it. It's like a Latin word name for like blue-green color. Vivi, Viri, DD, tons of nickname potential. Ends in the N sound. I put it on the girls list, but honestly, it's very gender neutral. It maybe isn't my top name from the list, but it is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm glad I included it. I don't like that I'm ending with like not my top favorite, but I did them in alphabetical order. So Winthrop is my 10th boy name. And this is also one that I've newly discovered and loved. I think part of it is the longer you love something, the more you love it with names, for me anyway. So Viridian and Winthrop are relatively new to me, and still a few years old I've loved them, but new and like being some of my favorites. So Winthrop is an English name meaning like Friends Village. And I just think it's so cool. It reminds me, you know, of the English countryside and an English manor, and hi, my name is Winthrop. It's stuffy, but in a good way. I think it's absolutely adorable. But wait, don't go anywhere. I have 3 bonus names for you guys that I didn't even tell you were coming. These are very gender neutral, and they all had to go on a list, but I didn't know which list that would be, so they're just called bonus names, okay? We have Afternoon. I'm sorry. You like October and the name Tuesday and Wednesday, we can go with Afternoon. Afternoon is a stunning name. I won't take any comments on that. And I have suggested it to celebrity clients before. Next up is Endelian. I could not decide which list this could go on, but I love it equally for both Del for a nickname, or Deli, or Ellie, or Endy. I heard it a few years ago and I was like, what a beautiful, beautiful name. I think it's a surname, I'm not sure. I don't hear much talk of it anymore, but Endelian, put it on your list if you like it even a little bit. It's so perfect. And then finally, we have November. Again, other months are very popular. June, April, May. November just doesn't get enough love. Afternoon and November are so cute. They can go by Novi or Nova. Yeah, those are all names that are not ranking. Wow, this was such a special and fun list for me to share. It was very personal because these are names that I continually come back to. And now I think you need to do the same. Can I hear your favorite, truly unique, truly uncommon baby name that is not ranking in the top 1,000? I would love it if you would put that in the comments, because I'm always looking for new names. I want to hear which ones you guys are loving. It can be from my list, but I'd really love to hear one that's not on my list. I hope you're having a great day. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and happy naming.